Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. So I'm probably moving to Buffalo in August of this year, so I'm gonna talk to you guys about how all of this came to be in this video while I drive around, because like driving around helps me talk about stuff too. So yeah, let's get into it. So this all started when I was, I feel like ChatGPT has been a huge thing in my life recently, but it's all started when I was talking to ChatGPT and I was like, okay, I've been a Depop seller for like a little over a year now, like a year and a half. You know, I've been working on it and I've been doing pretty well. Like I've definitely grown the business, but you know, when am I gonna start making enough to like be able to support myself? And turns out I am making enough to support myself, just not where I live. I live on Long Island. I've been raised here my entire life in the same house and never moved even once. You know, that's another thing that's a bit stressful if I do move there, because you know, moving is a whole thing. But it's very expensive here. Long Island is a very expensive place because a lot of people who live here, most of the people who live here, I don't know about most, but a lot, have jobs in New York City, like well-paying, high-paying jobs, six-figure jobs in New York City, and they all live in the suburbs here. That's why Long Island is so expensive, because of its proximity to New York City. But I don't want to do that. I don't want to get a job in the city. I want to work for myself and be a Depop seller, and there's a limit to how much you can make doing that, you know? But that is what I want to do with my life. I dropped out of college for that. That's a whole other thing we're gonna get into in a second, though. So I was asking ChatGPT, okay, if I am not making enough to live here, like, where can I live in New York? Because I've been wanting to move upstate too. I was thinking maybe like the Adirondack Mountains, somewhere up there at first, but it was like, okay, you can live in Buffalo, Syracuse, Rochester, Albany, were like the four places that told me it was a good place to live with my job as well. So I looked into them. Sorry, I gotta put my sunglasses on. And I don't really want to live in Syracuse for personal reasons that I won't get into. I don't really want to live in Albany because it's just like, you know. So I landed on Buffalo. Buffalo was like the one that I was like, you know what, good. And also it's like the cheapest one, like apartment-wise, out of all of them too. So that was also a plus. I started doing more research on Buffalo. I've been talking to people in my life about it. Like my mom, I was like, Mom, I want to live in Buffalo. And she was like, you should live on Long Island. And I was like, no. But the thing is, what they want me to do is they want me to not be a Depop seller. They want me to go back to college and get a degree and get a job, something else, you know? Which is not what I want to do. Like, I want to be a Depop seller. I want to be a Depop seller and like influencer. That's like what I want to do with my life. So she's been like, okay, don't move to Buffalo. And like, the thing is about Buffalo, yeah, it also does have like a higher crime rate, you know, but so does where I live. People are getting like murdered left and right where I live. So it's like, okay, do I want to live here where it's expensive and crimey, or Buffalo where it's less expensive and still crimey? You know, I think the less expensive option is still the better one. I will be pretty far from my family. It's about 10 hours away from where I live now, but you know, that's the price you pay for not paying a bajillion dollars in rent. So I decided, yeah, okay, I'm moving to Buffalo. And I actually also made a plan with my friend. My friend, I told her I want to move to Buffalo. She was like, do not do that, because she has a roommate who is from Buffalo who hates it there. But I think like people tend to hate the place where they're from. You know, maybe that's why I hate Long Island, but also like it just genuinely sucks here. Like it's so expensive, you know. I would stay here, I guess, if it like wasn't so expensive, but still, like I don't like it here. So like a lot of people don't like it in Buffalo. My friend's roommate doesn't like it in Buffalo, whatever, but they live in New Paltz. But I was still like, you know what, I'm still gonna move to Buffalo, you know. I've been doing research on it. Last night, I was sitting in a room with my family, and I was still talking about I want to move to Buffalo, and they were saying you should go, because like they work fucking go back to college into every conversation we have. My parents do, which, you know, from their perspective, fine, they want me to go back to college, but it's like it gets so draining, like just listening to that every single day. But anyways, I was talking about how I had a plan to go on like a road trip this summer with my friend. We were gonna stop in New Paltz, same one who lives in New Paltz. We were gonna stop in New Paltz and then go on like a road trip to different places in New York. So like we would go to Syracuse, Albany, Rochester, Buffalo, check all of them out, see which one's good, you know. We were gonna do that together. She's not gonna live there, but you know, it was mostly for my benefit. I was gonna pay for the Airbnbs, whatever. We might still do it, might still be fun. But yeah, my family, I was talking to them about how I want to move to Buffalo last night. And my dad said, you should go to the University at Buffalo. There's two different universities in Buffalo, but I think that's like the better one. My dad was like, you should go to the University of Buffalo, because I've already like completed 1 year of college. And I was like, you know what? If you pay for my apartment, if you guys get me an apartment in Buffalo, then fine. I will go back to college, because that will solve a lot of my problems, because I wouldn't have been able to get an apartment in Buffalo until like at least a year or two from now. First of all, because I needed to save up, and second of all, I need at least 2 years of like tax returns to prove I have a stable income. So I would still have to live with my parents for the next couple of years. But I said that like as a half joke. I was like, oh, if you get me an apartment up there, then I'll go back to college. And they agreed to it, which is really interesting. I am very fortunate to have a college fund that my parents like set aside for me, which, you know, I'm very grateful for. I just personally did not want to go to college. When I was in college for 1 year. I was an accounting major, and I just found it so stressful. I had a scholarship that I needed to keep because I was going to Hofstra, and I was a commuter student, but even with being a commuter and not paying room and board, and, you know, with my scholarship and with my college fund, I still was just barely making it, you know. I was still to take out loans and stuff, and if I lost my scholarship, I would have not been able to go there anymore. So I was just sweating bullets constantly. I was so stressed out about keeping my scholarship, and that's why I was like, you know what, I can't do this anymore. I don't even want to be an accountant. I'm not going to school anymore, so I dropped out. Or technically I like withdrew, and I could technically go back into like next fall, but I don't want to do that, you know. It was terrible. I was so unbelievably stressed all the time. But my parents literally, they just want me to get a degree, which again, I can appreciate that. Like, I'm not trying to complain about that part. It's just I don't think that kind of life is for me. But hey, you know, I will do it. I will put in the work and get the degree if it means that they'll get me an apartment, you know, because I really don't want to live at home anymore. I've fully outgrown my space, and they can use my college fund to get the apartment. They looked up if that's legal, and it is. So I have to apply to Buffalo like very soon, because I think the cutoff for transfer students is soon. I think the cutoff for regular students is already happened because it's like late February. Transfer students, I think, is a little bit later, so we have to do that like today. And I could be going there this fall, so I'd probably move in on like August 1st, because I definitely want to get there before obviously the school, like the semester starts, which is probably like late August. I want my parents to stay with me for like a week. I've never moved ever in my life, like even with my parents. So it's gonna be a little daunting to be living by myself. I'm not gonna have a roommate, because I don't want to deal with that. You know, I'm gonna get a dog. I'm gonna get a dog up there, so I'm looking at apartments that are dog friendly. And they're really affordable. They're less than $1,000 a month, and I need a 2-bedroom for all like my inventory and stuff. I'm gonna be still working on Depop while I'm in school. I'm a little bit worried about that though, because when I was in school is when I started working on Depop in the first place. When I started doing Depop, it was towards the end of my first semester at Hofstra. And then my second semester, I think also a part of that stress was, first of all, keeping the scholarship, and second of all was trying to run Depop as well. I was really stressed with that. But I'm thinking maybe if I have my own space, it'll be a little bit less stressful. Like, I won't have to do all that with like people at home. I will have a dog, so I will have to be taking care of like a dog, you know, but that's a little bit different. I will try to keep up my Depop. Like, if I have at Hofstra, usually they have all the students have like a day off on Friday. Not always. I didn't have a day off sometimes on my second semester. The first semester I did. So like, if Buffalo is like that, if I have a day off like in my schedule, like that'll be my thrifting day, and then I'll just list when I can, like after class and stuff, which I think I can do it. I think I can manage that, because honestly now even I'm running a pretty successful shop. I have a lot of free time occasionally, like when I have too much inventory and stuff, so I think I'll be able to manage school on top of that now. I think also since I'm used to it, like I was just starting out when I was in school the first time, like I was doing all that, so I think that also I'll be a little bit less stressed, just because I'm used to running a Depop shop now. Like, it's not like a whole thing to me. Like, I used to think of it as like a lot harder of a task than I do now, because I'm used to it. I'm used to doing all that work. I'm thinking also my inventory will probably be cheaper to buy up there, because, you know, everything on the island is more expensive, because I guess, yeah, like the thrift stores, like their rent is more expensive here than it would be up there, so like that their products are going to be more expensive. So maybe I'll even be able to like make more money up there, because like my inventory will be cheaper. So that'd be really cool. I think I'm gonna like major in entrepreneurship when I do go to college, because obviously like college is gonna have to be a priority, because I can't get like kicked out or anything. I don't know if I'm gonna have a scholarship. I'm going to apply for one, but also I won't be as stressed out about the scholarship, because like if I do lose it, I think I still will have enough money to cover going to Buffalo for the next 3 years. But might as well apply for the scholarship. Thing is, with the Hofstra scholarship, if I lost it, that I couldn't go to Hofstra anymore, like, because I couldn't afford it. But yeah, I'm not going to be an accounting major this time around. I already did a lot of accounting stuff, but luckily, like, the first year of college I did, like, a lot of the stuff that was for my accounting major, it can be used for other stuff. I did get a D in this one macroeconomics class. Oh, this professor sucked, bro. This guy was the worst. He was good and bad at the same time, because he did tell you exactly the answer he wants on stuff. So if you wrote down exactly what he said on the test, like, it would be the same like questions he asked in class. That's one good thing. But the bad thing is that if the answer to a question was the sky is blue, and you said the sky is the color blue, for example, he would like give you 0 points in that question because you said it slightly differently than how he said. So I ended up getting a D in that class because I swear to God, I got the concepts right, but this dude was like a moron. I hated this guy. I wrote that guy 3 extra credit papers and I still got a D in that class. And I did all the work. I was, oh God, I was so stressed out with that class too. That was probably like my worst class I ever took. I also took this stupid business and society class. That was like my least favorite class because you had to like dress up, and it wasn't actually a lot of work. I got an A in that class, but it was just like stupid. Like you had to dress up in like business clothes and like, you know, do these stupid projects. Like it wasn't hard, but it was like really annoying and like time consuming. I'm at UPS, so I'm gonna drop this stuff off here and we'll pick up when I'm done with that. All right, anyways, done with UPS, but I know I probably will have to not do as much work as I am doing right now with Depop still, though, if I'm in college, just because my current like schedule thing that I do is I usually go thrifting at least 1 day a week, and I usually get between 70 and like 140-ish items whenever I go thrifting, and then it usually takes me 2 to 3 days to list those items. So then the rest of the week I usually have free. Obviously I will not have, you know, 3 or 4 days a week though just to do that, so I guess I'm gonna have to take back like a little bit of time that I'm doing on Depop right now, but I still want to do enough to like, you know, make a living. And then over the summer I'll probably still be living up there. I will have to cover my rent over the summer, but I can do that. It was more the issue of like the proving income thing. So if it's in my parents stay in the apartment, then I can still like pay my parents for rent and whatever. And also like with, you know, making YouTube and TikToks, that I will still try to do. I'll probably not be able to make as many TikToks as I do right now, but I'll still try to make 1 YouTube video a week. I feel like that's doable. I've seen other college students do that. Also, entrepreneurship is the major that I might be doing. I just want to pick an easy major. So honestly, I like even said that straight up to my parents. I was like, okay, I'll do this and I'll do an easy major because they just want to get a degree in like anything, which is like, okay, I guess. So I'm just gonna do like the easiest majors. My friend said she's majoring in 2 different things. She's majoring in psychology and sociology. She said those are both like really easy majors. But I don't know if I want to do all that. I really don't like writing, and I feel like there's a lot of writing, so I don't know. And I am like an entrepreneur, I guess, so I guess entrepreneurship is like the best sort of major for me to do if I was going to do a major. Like I don't want to be an accountant, so why would I be an accounting major? There's also the issue of I really got to get doctors up there because it's 10 hours away. I can't come back to like go to the doctor. That I have to figure out pretty much immediately. First of all, I need to get a psychiatrist and a pharmacy for my meds. Second of all, I need to get a gynecologist because I get the Depo-Provera shot like every 3 months. I get an injection in my arm as birth control, and I have it I get it because like I have like issues. Like it's not just for birth control reasons; it's like for other hormonal issues. So I need to have that, and also I can't get off of that for any period of time. Like I need to get it, but like within like the 2-week window you're supposed to get it because this is gonna get personal, bro, but I had such a horrible reaction to Depop for the first 1.5 years I was on it. Don't ask me why I continued with it, but I did, because I believed that it would stop, and it did. So I was on my period. I was actively bleeding for 18 months straight, not a single break. And maybe like there's like a break of like a week in there, you know, but I was bleeding heavily for 18 months straight, and that was because of the Depo-Provera. And now I don't get my period at all anymore. Like, it's very rare that I do. Sometimes I still do, but it's, like, usually very light and, like, lasts, like, 2 days or something. And I am very afraid if I miss my injection, that I would have to go through that 18-month process of constantly bleeding again, which I do not want to do. That was not fun. So I would have to get a gynecologist up there really quick, because I think also, like, my scheduled shot is probably going to be around August of this year, too, because I got one in January, so that's probably, next month's probably going to be, like, end of March, early April, and then maybe late June. No, end of April, May, June. Oh, maybe in July. I might be good for a couple months when I get up there. But we'll see. Because usually it's like a little less than 3 months, because I always get them like the first day of the 2-week window. But yeah, I really need my meds like every single day. I can't function without them. Especially, I can't go to college without them either. I take Adderall because I have ADHD. So like, obviously, I'm going to need my meds for that. I don't know. I want to see if I can get like accommodation or something for having ADHD in college, because I know I could at Hofstra, but I just like never pursued it because I was like, I didn't know how to do shit. And my mom tried to tell me like there are no accommodations in college, like this is the big leagues or whatever the hell. But yes, there are accommodations in college. Like they literally said that. And my mom told me that they told her that they don't have accommodations for silly things like ADHD. But dog, yes they do. They have accommodations for like everything. So I'm sure I can get special things for having something wrong with my brain, you know? I genuinely have like a learning disability, so might as well take advantage of anything I possibly can. I'm a little bit stressed about moving there too, because again, it is so far away. I'm probably gonna get like a U-Haul. I don't know if all my stuff's gonna fit in a U-Haul. I have a lot of fucking stuff. Now, obviously I'm not gonna bring everything I own, but also it's not gonna be like a dorm. Like, I'm gonna be like moving there. Like, I'm gonna be living there year round, you know? So I am gonna leave a few things at home, but I probably want to take them eventually. I think I'm gonna leave my bedding at home, because obviously the apartment I'm gonna be moving into isn't gonna be furnished or anything, but I think I'm just gonna buy I'm gonna have like a mattress like sent to the house or something, sent to the apartment. I'll probably get like a frame either from IKEA or like a thrift store. I think I want a queen size mattress. I have a full size right now, but I think a queen will be good. Anyways, I think I'll just order the same bedding that I have in my room to the apartment upstate. So I'll have like, you know, each blah blah blah. Also, by the way, people get mad that I call Buffalo upstate. I live on Long Island. Everything is upstate to me, okay? Let me say upstate. I'm gonna say upstate. I will fight the Buffalonians. I don't know, what do you say? That's upstate. I don't care if it's Western New York, it's upstate from me. But yeah, I'll have the same bedding. So it's the bedding I have in my room was only like $40. So I'm gonna get the same one upstate. But yeah, I was looking into all the stuff I'm gonna need to get for my apartment. Oh my god, it's gonna be so expensive, because I'm gonna need to get like all like cleaning supplies, like dishes, cups, like I'm probably gonna thrift a vacuum. Like, I need to get a mop, I need to get like a bunch of different stuff. Like, it's gonna be so expensive. Obviously that's all on me. It's not like, you know, because my parents can't cover all that, which I understand. Like, it's gonna be on me, especially like I'm living in this apartment. It's gonna be my apartment. It is also gonna be scary, like living alone as like a woman, you know, it has like more crime than other places, you know. That's why I'm getting a dog. I'm getting a dog to, first, to keep me company, and second of all, to like protect me, you know. I'm gonna get like a bigger dog. I think it may be like what's the word, like a boxer or something, but I'll just take like whatever dog they have in a shelter, because I'm not gonna ever get like a not purebred. I'm not ever gonna get like a dog from a breeder. It can be a purebred dog in a shelter, but always rescue dogs. Always get them from shelters, because why would you want to bring another puppy into this world? Which, you know, obviously I love puppies so much, but why would you want to bring another dog into this world when there are so many that need your help? You know, there are so many dogs in shelters, especially kill shelters. I can't even think about it. Like, it makes me so sad. And I don't need a purebred dog. My dog, Sadie, I love her with my entire heart. That's another thing. I'm gonna miss her so much, but I love that dog with my entire heart, and she's a mutt. I would literally die for her. I'm gonna miss her so much, and I'm gonna feel really bad actually getting a different dog, because I can't bring her, because she's like the family dog. I can't bring her upstate with me. So I'm gonna feel really, like, I'm gonna feel bad, because it's gonna feel like I'm replacing her. I could never replace her. I love her so much. But, you know, this new dog is gonna be her sister. It's gonna be a girl dog. Let me know what kind of name I should pick too. I'm excited for the dog part. I really am. And I know, you know, training a puppy, because it's likely gonna be a puppy, is gonna be time consuming on top of doing, you know, Depop and college. But again, I'm gonna be moving there in early August, so hopefully I can get her settled into and get her trained and everything before the semester starts. I'm excited to meet my future puppy though. She's probably out there. But it is scary, like if something happens, you know, if I get into a car accident or something, for example, because unfortunately I did get into an accident a few months ago, which was horrifying, and it was the first accident I've been in where I've hit somebody else. I've only been in one accident before, which was a really bad one, but I drove into a tree at like 80 miles per hour. That was the other accident. I didn't hit anybody else, so like I didn't have to deal with, you know, insurance or anything. We just didn't report it, and my car was totaled, unfortunately. But the accident I got into a few months ago, it was just a fender bender. Nobody was hurt, luckily, and neither of our cars were totaled, but I did need to go through insurance and everything, because I did hit somebody else's car. And so I called my dad, and I was like, help. So, you know, if something like that happens, or like any other situation happens while I'm upstate, I'm not gonna have anybody close to me that can help me out, like my parents. My uncle lives, like the closest relative would be my uncle, who I don't really know that much. He's like 2.5 hours away. So yeah, I don't know. That is a little bit scary, but I'm an adult. I can handle things on my own. I can still call my parents for help, even if they can't physically be there. Also, to be able to live off campus at any SUNY, State of New York college, you need to at least be a sophomore. They make you live in the dorms if you are a freshman. I don't know if all of my credits from Hofstra are going to transfer over. So if they don't, I'll technically still be considered a freshman, because I won't have enough credits, right? So if that happens, I'm going to take, I think they have like, what's the word? They have like online courses. So I'm gonna take summer courses online for Buffalo, and hopefully I'll get enough to be a sophomore if all of my credits aren't enough from Hofstra, because ain't no way I'm ever living in college dorms. I'm sorry. That's actually why I decided to be a commuter in the first place when I was going to Hofstra, because I was just like, I'm not gonna go live in like this jail cell shoebox room with 1 to 2 other girls with like a tiny little window in it. Like, can anybody thrive in that environment? I know for a lot of people they like living in dorms because it's like being away from home, whatever, but I like my alone time. I like my alone space. I'm not even gonna have a roommate when I live in a 2-bedroom apartment, you know? I'm gonna have my puppy, you know? But I just can't do it, guys. I can't live in a dorm, and maybe I'm spoiled, maybe I'm being dramatic or whatever, but I'm used to my own space, and I feel like living in a college dorm would be terrible. So if I don't have enough credits to qualify as a sophomore at Buffalo, I'm definitely gonna be taking so many classes this summer to like catch up before the fall semester starts. If for some reason I either like don't have enough credits and need to do more than a few summer classes to qualify as a sophomore, or let's say I missed the deadline for this fall, I'm not gonna want to go to school. Like, I'm not gonna want to start in the spring semester of 2026, just because I don't want to move to Buffalo during the winter, because it's very snowy, and I know I'm gonna have to deal with that if I'm living there, in winter, which I will be if I'm going to school there or like living there full time. But I don't want to move there when there's like 10 feet of snow on the ground, just because, that's a lot to deal with while moving stuff. Like, imagine carrying like heavy items in the snow. I'd rather move in the summer. I think it'd be a lot easier to do that, So this could be happening either this August or August of 2026. But either way, that's still soon. It's still, a whole thing to work up to. I do kind of hope if it does happen, like I hope it's this August though, because, that's just, it's cool. I'm very excited about getting my own apartment. I've never been able to do that before. And while I was very resistant to going to college, like, for a while, like, since last summer, since, like, summer 2024, like, the end of the semester till the end of May, I've been very resistant to go back to college just because it was such a horrible experience. At least the second semester was a horrible experience. The first one wasn't too bad, but the second one was, like, it dragged on, and I was so miserable and so stressed out all the time. So I've been like, no, I'm not going back since then. But, I think if I can manage this, if I can manage to keep doing the Depop thing, I know I probably will not be able to work on it as much as I'm working on it right now. But if I can keep doing that, if I can keep making content, and if I can get good grades in school, if I'm doing an easier major, like, isn't accounting. Accounting's fucking hard. I think it is worth it to get a degree just to have something to fall back on, which is what my parents have been trying to tell me, which I understand. Like, I understand what they're saying, but the back-breaking, soul-crushing experience I had didn't seem worth it like that to me. But, with having my own apartment and stuff, like, there are definitely perks that would make that worth it. I really hope it's not as miserable. I think I was in, like, a really rough spot, like, in my life during that era as well. So maybe things will be better up there. But I think it will be good to have a degree just in case what I want to do in my life doesn't work out. But if I have a degree in, like, entrepreneurship, what kind of job can I get with that? I don't know. But having a degree in anything actually will help you get a job with even things that degree doesn't have to do with, just because it shows like you're an educated person, like, versus somebody who doesn't have a degree, which I think is shitty. It's a whole other thing. I feel like the fact that college, like, having a college degree is like just required to like live anymore is crazy, because like college used to be for like rich people who wanted to study like English, or like history. It used to be like, it used to not be about like your livelihood. It used to be about like, just expanding the mind and all that. It used to be, something for rich people to do. And now it's so fucking expensive still. I don't think, it's even more expensive now actually, because it's so fucking expensive still, and now you need to do it. Everybody needs to do it, and everybody's in debt, Anyways, back to the moving to Buffalo thing. I'm also a little worried about being 10 hours away for, like, when I have to come back for, like, holidays and stuff. Like, driving 10 hours is gonna be kind of rough on me. I've never driven that much in one day. The most I've driven in one day is probably, like, 6 hours, and that was broken up in halves. When I used to go to Jersey, like, the bins in New Jersey, it would be, like, 3 hours there, 3 hours back. But even then, I was at the bins for a couple hours in between that. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to do 10 hours of driving straight. I know I can, pull off onto, rest stops and stuff, but that'll just make the trip longer. And also, my car is old. My car is old as fuck. My car is older than me. My car is 21 years old. I'm 19. And, while she's strong, she has a fighter spirit in her, She can have terrible things happen to her and keep going. She ran out of oil once, just fully out of the blue, and I nearly lost my shit. And now I keep oil in my car in case that ever happens again. But she kept going. you know? But again, it is a very old car, and while I do everything I possibly can to keep it in shape, you know, stuff happens. So like also if I was on like a 10-hour drive and my car broke down halfway through, I don't know what the hell I would do. I'd probably have to get like a motel for the night and figure it out in the morning, you know? So that does stress me out a little bit, but as long as I pay good attention to my car, hopefully it'll get me through college. I want it to last me a little while longer. I don't want to buy a new car soon, bro. Do not put that on me right now when I'm already having to buy shit for moving. No. This is also like, this is a first world problem, but I was thinking, so I got My Chemical Romance tickets for Christmas, which is crazy. Like that's an insane gift to receive, and I'm very, thank you to my parents for that. You know, that was very nice of them to get that for me. But I got My Chemical Romance tickets for Christmas, and my friend and I are gonna go. The thing is, the concert is on August 9th of this year, and if I move in on August 1st, that's gonna be like, my parents are gonna stay with me for a week, I hope, and they're gonna help me settle in, and I'll be getting a dog. That's like the biggest issue. If I have a new puppy who is, first of all, getting used to my apartment, it's gonna be a hard thing to come back on August 9th, because I would have to bring her with me, because I can't leave, you know, a puppy by herself for a couple days. I'm not evil, you know, so I have to bring her home, and she'd have to be with me and my parents, and my other dog, my family dog, Sadie, that I have right now. And if they didn't know each other, it would be a really bad thing to bring the new dog into Sadie's house. You know, Sadie's not an aggressive dog. She's actually, somebody who I will not name, who I'm very mad at for this, brought their dog into my house once, like, without asking. And, what happened was Sadie just got scared and she hid behind my mom's legs. You know, she's not gonna be aggressive to the new dog, but what if the new dog is aggressive to her in her own house? That's not gonna be good. But I want to get the dog when I move in and when my parents did to help me settle her, you know? So I don't know what I'm going to do about that. Maybe we'll have the dogs meet beforehand and just be like, all right, you guys are friends now. And also, bringing the dog on a 10-hour trip home, if it's a puppy, like, that's going to be hard on her, you know? Although, like, my dog and the new dog, like Sadie and whatever dog I get upstate, will probably have to meet at some point anyways, though, because if I come home for a week for the holidays or something, yeah, I'm going to have to bring my dog with me. Like, I do not trust, like, what is it, like the pound, is that what it is? I don't trust my dog to be watched by anybody, you know? Like, I'm a little too protective of them. Like, if it was like a nice place, like, I probably can't afford that. Like, I don't want to put my dog in like a kennel. I'd rather just take her with me wherever I go, but again, that could be hard on her. I have to think about her, you know, the best for her as well. So I will have to have her and Sadie meet, and make sure they're chilling and they can hang out with each other for a few days without getting territorial. Also, I'm worried about, like, when I come home for the holidays, I probably will only want to be home for like a week maximum, because I won't be able to bring all of like my inventory with. Maybe I could if I really tried to shove it all in my car. If I brought all my inventory with me, I could do it, but like I wouldn't want to put my shop on vacation mode for more than like a week, because then I'm missing out on, like, you know, stuff. So maybe I could bring it with me. It would be a lot to pack, but maybe I could put like my stuff in the back seats here. The dog will sit in one of the seats though. I'll put some of my stuff in the front seat here with me. The dog will sit in one of the back seats. And I'll put a lot of my inventory in here. Maybe I can like squish it in and just not have it all organized. We'll see. Because I want to be able to ship orders while I'm home as well, if I'm home for more than like a week. I'm thinking it would be hard to put all of my stuff and like, you know, my actual personal items, like all my Depop stuff and my personal items in my car though at once, because I've done 2 pop-up shops where I had to put all my stuff in my car, and it was a whole thing. But I did need to take like 2 extra bins full of stuff for the pop-ups. So that will be stuff that I don't have in my car, so I could probably hack it. If I would have enough room for the dog too, because the seats were empty, but it would be a tight squeeze. But you know what, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I'll see what I can do. Maybe I'll only put some things on Do Not Buy Now, and those will be the things I leave home. But yeah, just because I'm not going to rent a U-Haul every time I want to come home for a week or so, you know? But anyways, I think I'm going to end the video here. I think I've yapped for long enough. If you have any tips for moving and stuff, please let me know, because again, I've never done it before in my life. And if you have any requests for any videos, let me know in the comments, because I will try to make those. And yeah, I guess I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. Oh wait, no, like and subscribe. Okay, there we go. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.